What up, Viking Nation? Welcome back to this week's broadcast. I'm Halle. I'm Kinzi. You good? No, my brain is fried from taking the ACT this Saturday. Well, speaking of ACT,
with college deadlines approaching fast in late winter and early spring, now is the perfect time to think about taking the ACT.
I prepared for the ACT by using the school's On to College website, printing out practice tests and stuff like that. I would go over like math and science one day and then reading and English another day, and I would just rep passages. I plan to go to UNL for college, and I have to have my ACT in by February, I believe, someday in February. At first, I was very nervous, and then once I started to get into my rhythm, then I started feeling a little bit better and more confident in my questions and how I was answering them. I think it's the amount of sleep I get. Sometimes I will get, like my first ACT test I took, I got about 2 or 3 hours of sleep because I was so nervous for it. I woke up super tired and I did not perform very well and I was not focused. This time I got a full 9 hours of sleep and I was really prepared for it.
So some ways I prepared for the ACT. I took ACT prep, so that helped a lot with it. And doing some passages at home and studying the grammar rules really helped me with the English section. So the most difficult part of the test was the time for me, and the math section was pretty hard this time. I really recommend for the ACT to take ACT prep. It really helped me and kind of have a better idea what was going to be on the test.
The main focus of ACT prep, honestly, is to just get little nuggets, little helpful ideas of how to attack the test. I think a lot of kids come in thinking it's going to be learning each section. But honestly, it's just about how to navigate the test and how to find ways to better attack it to get the most points that you can. John Bailey does most of it. A lot of it, since I'm not an expert obviously in math or language arts or anything like that, it's a lot of explaining. We do a lot of self-teach with each other, talk about it out loud, go through the solutions is really nice. So just learning it for me this first year has been fun. I wish I could have had it years ago because I think it would help. Kids have access to it. I'm not sure, I'd have to check to see if you're in the system, but I think anybody that takes the class, even if it's years ago, can still access the website where they have all the refresher courses and all the practice tests and everything like that. If you need more information, I'd say talk to the counselors a little bit. They probably know more about the actual test itself, but once you've taken it, you have access to it for your whole career.
Upcoming deadline dates are December 11th and February 12th. Talk to your counselor to find out when taking the ACT is best for you.
Kinzi, where did you go? You told me to wear camo. Where's yours? That's not what I meant by camouflage. So why are we wearing camo anyway? Hunting, obviously. Gotta get prepared for the deer season. Well, I know students here are big hunters. Let's go see what it takes to be a hunter.
Here at Northwest, there are a lot of students who enjoy hunting throughout the year.
The animals I hunt most are deer and waterfowl, ducks and geese.
Pretty much anything in Nebraska.
About everything that you can shoot legally.
When I first started hunting, I was probably 7 or 8 years old with my dad and my brother.
Around 5 or 6, and the first time was with my dad.
3 years old and I started hunting with my dad.
The first thing I ever shot, I believe, was a dove.
A deer. I was 10.
Probably a pheasant or a duck.
For the majority, I hunt private land, but on occasion I'll find a public spot that's good.
I hunt where there's trees.
Mostly public stuff.
The farthest I've ever traveled would probably be North Dakota, and I was hunting pheasants there.
I went to Colorado, elk hunting.
The best time to hunt is definitely like your first 2 hours of daylight and the last 2 hours of daylight.
I figure out when the deer are moving and where they go to.
My hunting routine is I put on my clothes, I get my stuff ready, and I go hunting.
I blast some like Nickelback or some AC/DC or whatnot, just screaming at the top of my lungs on the way there. But then once I hit like my property or whatnot, then I slow it down and listen to like Taylor Swift or Adele. Just kind of really get in the game.
Usually wake up early and make sure all my stuff's in my bag, and I go out and hunt.
After hunting for so many years, they have found some great tips to help with their success.
Make sure your spotlights are always charged.
Shoot them. Don't miss.
Make sure you don't move around a lot and stay quiet.
Dude, the ACT felt like it lasted 20 years. You know what else has lasted 20 years? The volleyball streak!
This season, the Northwest volleyball team has gone to state for 21 consecutive years, breaking the Nebraska record.
The state volleyball tournament appearance streak started in 2000 with Coach Rose and has continued for the last 20 years, and hopefully this year we make it 21.
My freshman year, when we were like the 12th seed and we had to go play Sydney, so it was a really long drive. I just remember it was last point and Whitney Brown hit it right into the corner and we won by 2 points in the 5th set.
I think there's been multiple years. I started here in 2009, so I can't really speak prior to that, but I think every year there's different scenarios where there's a little bit more pressure and you're not sure if the team's going to make, and honestly, Class B every year has gotten harder over the past 5 years. There's been years where we definitely feel the pressure more to qualify. I think size-wise, if you look at us compared to a lot of teams this year, we're a lot smaller, and so a lot of teams may not respect us as much and think that we're as good as we are right now.
I think every year when you become closer to a senior, you're like, we can't let this die. It cannot be our year to let this die. I think we've all worked really hard to make sure that we got put in a position where we wouldn't jeopardize the streak.
State volleyball takes place at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the first 2 rounds on Wednesday and Friday. The championship games will take place at the Bob Devaney Sports Center on Saturday.
Outside hit, and that's it. 21 years in a row, Northwest punches their ticket to state.
It would be so cool to be hunting right now. You even look cold sitting there. No, I'm just covering up my belly button to be school appropriate. That's dumb. Everyone has a belly button. I don't think so. Who doesn't have a belly button? Adam and Eve, duh. What? Yes, they do. Let's see what our fellow students have to say.
Hi, welcome back to Viking The Village. I'm your host, Sophia McKinney, and today's question is, did Adam and Eve have belly buttons?
Yes.
Even though they weren't born?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Did Adam and Eve have belly buttons?
No.
Why not?
All right, restart.
Cut the cameras.
Have belly buttons?
Did Adam and Eve have belly buttons?
No, they did not, and here's the reason why. Because they had apples on a tree, and that was their belly buttons, and they ate it, and then all of a sudden the world became the world.
Why wouldn't they?
Because the belly button happens when you're born, and they weren't born.
But were they born, or I think they were born. I don't know.
Oh man, Adam and Eve question. Holy cats! They had to. Everyone's got a belly button, so yes, Adam and Eve had belly buttons.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Even though they weren't born?
What? Who was their dad?
Did Adam and Eve have belly buttons?
No. I don't know. I have no idea.
No, because they...
Did Adam and Eve have belly buttons?
No, because you have to be born with an umbilical cord to have a belly button, and Adam and Eve were plopped down from the sky.
No. Well, because, the umbilical cord is how a baby is born, so I'm changing my mind. Yes, they both did.
Who's Adam and Eve? They probably did.
Did Adam and Eve have belly buttons?
Probably, but Adam probably gave his belly button to Eve too, like he gave a rib to her.
You broke me! I hate you.
Bye.
Maybe they don't. That kind of changed my mind. I told you. Well, Viking Nation, I'm Kinzi.
And I'm Halle.
Bye, guys.